Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. How are you today?
I am amazing today, feeling really, really good. And you, how are you? How are
I'm
you today?
good. I'm light. I like the subject for today because today, we spoke a bit about exactly what would be the subject for today, and I really liked your suggestion. So please feel free to start and to talk about that, and I will carry on with you. Okay.
All right. So, hello, 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 and welcome in Power Pass, your ticket to greatness. And today, with Hakiel, we will be speaking about the hidden treasures of self-sabotage. And I will mention a bit about grumpiness, because all of those subjects and those feelings that we have in our life, they are pointing us in a certain direction. They are showing us something. So if you wake up in the morning and you feel grumpy, and you feel that there's everything is going into pieces and you don't want to do anything, you know that it's happening for you. There's something in it that teaches you. There's something in it that points you in the right direction. There's something in it that will make you a better person. So the trick is to be able to start recognizing it and start discovering it. How can we deal with it, and how can we embrace it, and how can we receive what is hidden over there? So let's start from the self-sabotage. Why do we self-sabotage ourselves? Why do we do it to ourselves? Why?
You know that this is a lovely question because I come from a line of thinking that actually we don't believe in self-sabotage.
Okay.
And let me explain you why. So as a teacher of mine, she says something like, no one wake up in the morning saying, I'm going to mess up my day.
Yes, consciously, no.
Okay. So this is always something that is a reflex of the information, a reflection of the information that is in your system.
Hmm.
Okay. So let's go step by step in a spiritual way. So we have to talk about the seven bodies, okay, that I spoke about them here before. So we have here a body, a physical body, and then we have here all the others. Yeah, so I'm just going to create here a skin. So they are
Okay,
not
yes.
exactly seven in here, but to be short and to
Hmm.
explain this. So what happens? Imagine, or better, you will not imagine, because what the seven bodies say is that you are establishing them, okay, since the moment that you were born until you're 7 years old,
Yes.
okay? So let's go imagine that you have here a traumatic event when you were
Hmm.
7 years old,
Hmm.
okay? So then what happens is that you come back to this body, 8, 9, 10, and so on. Let's go imagine here that with 7 years old, you were involved in a car accident.
Hmm.
Okay. And by that time, the experience was, let's go imagine, because of course people are different and the emotions and the feelings that are triggered are different. So
Hmm.
I'm going to mention here the lack of control.
Yes.
Okay. When you are 14, okay, because it's again the cycle of seven, you can say to yourself that, okay, if I experienced this lack of control when I was 7 years old, it's the anniversary, and I will repeat again another situation of lack of control.
Okay.
Okay?
So,
So
is
we
there a particular trigger for it? Is there a particular situation or trigger for it
it's the
to?
blockage. The blockage is information. So if you are not acknowledging this information, if you are not cleaning this information, if you are not healing this information, this information is in your unconscious, wants to be acknowledged, okay? And if it's not acknowledged, of course, it will, it's like it's vibrating again and will attract a new situation, okay? So this is a type of situation that happens and that we follow the cycle of repetition. Okay?
Okay.
Then we have another kind of situation that imagine when you were 2 years old, okay? You have here an event, okay, that, for example, let's go imagine your mom forgot about you, okay, to pick you up at your grandma's, okay. So let's go imagine that by that time you feel abandoned, okay. So then let's go imagine that when you were again, okay, 6 years old, okay, you went to school and you were not learning as fast as the others. So you start to feel ashamed. Okay. And then what is happening? This is a blockage again. Okay. And these can get connected
With another heavy energies.
exactly. So again, is provoking a kind of blockage in your unconscious that then you will try to repeat this cycle of information that you have, for example, a situation in your life that you feel abandoned, then it will lead you to feel ashamed, and then you will find yourself with lack of control.
So, in other words, a situation in the past that was quite traumatic or emotional, that we created a certain emotional imprint in our field, in our body, in our subconscious mind, then it will be manifesting in our life, and it might be connected with different other heaviest energies that are still in our subconscious mind. And so in these situations that we have during the day, during our life, we can trigger this kind of heavy energies and automatically repeat the pattern of behavior that was in the past, that is technically now is perceived as we sabotaging ourselves. But it's not that we are doing it consciously. It is because we are triggering an automatic response that is making us do or act or think in a certain way.
Even, for example, these examples that I mentioned, this is about information for your system.
Yes.
Okay. So when you learn something, you have a tendency to do it. Even, for example, I can bet with you that when you start to brush your teeth, you start always in the same way.
Mostly,
even you don't think about it, but it's like, okay, I learned in this way, so that's it. It's the same with us, even with our emotions, even with the kind of perception of thoughts that we got in the events that we faced. They are with us. They are like primary information. And this is the reason that if we don't acknowledge it, it will come back. And then we call it self-sabotage. That it's not exactly even something that people, because here, I think it's quite important to mention this, because sometimes we have a kind of speech of give responsibility to the people, okay? And this repetition of information, it's out of their responsibility, because if they are not aware about a pattern that is repeating, that they are under a cycle, that they are experiencing several times the same kind of facts and emotions and situations, because Many times we think that, okay, it happened a car accident, so it means that, so it happened a car accident when I was 7 years old, so I will face another car accident when I'm 14. It's not
Oh.
true. The thing is exactly about the emotion that was created
Mm-hmm.
initially. So this is something that if you don't notice, it's really impossible to be responsible for that, because
Yeah.
this is like ignorance.
Mm-hmm.
If you are
Yeah.
not aware, you cannot be punished for something that you are not aware.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then, okay. So we want to achieve something. We
Mm-hmm.
are in our day-to-day life and we want to change career, we want to buy a new car, we want to achieve something. And
Mm-hmm.
we reach a certain point, and after this point we cannot move forward. There's something happening
Mm-hmm.
around us that makes us distracted. Obviously we are creating it, we are manifesting this kind of
Mm-hmm.
situation. There's something
Yeah.
that is changing our consciousness, something that is making us distracted. So then we call it, okay, I'm self-sabotaging myself. There's always something going on and I cannot
Mm-hmm.
go beyond this point. And so when we start noticing it, that's that's the moment in which we start opening the beautiful chest and
Mm-hmm.
reaching for the gift that it's laying over there, because it makes us look into what happened in our past, makes us
Mm-hmm.
connect with the feeling
Yes.
or with the event. Yet how can we connect with it? Is there any kind of technique or thing that we can do without having a professional help? So, for
Mm.
example, if some kind of event happened in early childhood, like 3 years old, can we deal with by ourselves, or do we need to do a regression session
Mm.
or be guided by a different kind of therapies or technique?
You know that when it's about your unconscious, you have to have support, because all of us, we have resistance, period. Even, for example, okay, I dedicated all my life to self-development, to know
Hmm.
myself, to go through the unconscious, to all this journey, always doing something, always in this searching. And even like that, I can just reach some kind of insights when I have someone else, okay, to point
Yes.
me, or at least to give me some kind of information that, okay, let me think about that, okay, or even I experience. Because with your resistances, it's like you close yourself in the perception of your unconscious. So to travel through it, you have to get support, because then you blind yourself. All of us, we do that, because sometimes it's like, I'm not ready to face this reality, I'm not ready to see what I was doing all these years to myself,
Yes.
because
It's like
sometimes it's
denial.
very painful.
Yeah.
When you, for instance, if you experienced big insights and about situations that you were aware that you were facing that, and you were repeating and over repeating, then it's like, it's just these, really? How could I be enslaved of this idea, of this thought? And
Mm.
then even it's easy for you to judge yourself. So it's better that you have someone else that actually tells you, hey, calm down, okay?
Reflects. Yeah.
Calm down. It's painful because you understand now that you were facing a process that even you were not aware, but exactly because of that, you were not aware. So it's not fair that now you punish yourself, because one thing is when you are aware, okay, then
Yeah.
it's your fault. Yeah, you know it, you do
Then you're self-sabotaging
it.
yourself consciously. Yeah.
Exactly. So no choice. But when you are not aware, you have to forgive yourself for
Yeah.
the
Exactly.
process. Yeah. So when it's about really deep things in your unconscious, and here, as you know, When I'm talking about unconscious, I'm talking about you as a child with months. I'm talking about you in a previous life, and I'm talking about you even with your ancestrality. So
Mhm.
all this was information that came, and this information, it's with you.
Yeah,
So
it's in the body, in the energetical fields, in
exactly.
in you exactly.
Mm-hmm,
Okay, so let's make it clear. As the conscious self-sabotage only
mm-hmm.
happens when you are aware of your own beliefs, when you're aware of your own programs, and you choose not to do anything with them.
Yeah.
You choose not to reflect on them and not to connect with them. That's
Mm-hmm,
the true self-sabotage because
mm-hmm,
you know what is happening. And the rest is just unconscious reaction on a certain situation or on a
mm-hmm,
certain trigger because of the events in the past that we learned, and
mm-hmm.
now the brain automatized it. That's what our
Yes.
brain does. It makes it automatic for us
Mm-hmm,
to react faster, to make it easier. So if we created an automation of a reaction that it's not helpful, that it's blocking us, that it's not allowing us to move forward, this is when stuff is starting to happen around us or in our lives that
mm-hmm,
will make us self-sabotage with
mm-hmm,
yeah, unconsciously. So for example, I had a client that wanted to speak publicly and
mm-hmm,
had a lot of fear about public speaking, and just before having his speech,
mm-hmm.
he got flu, he got sick, he couldn't speak.
Yeah.
So this is this a self-sabotage? No, he consciously didn't choose to be sick.
Mm-hmm,
But his subconscious mind said, if you will do it, you will be
mm-hmm.
in danger. So I will save you, and I will create this kind of feeling.
You know, one thing, it's very nice, this example, because we have always to look at the things connected, okay?
Mm,
Because otherwise the things don't make a lot of sense. So the example that you gave, what you are saying is that this person has a problem with expression. Expression
mm,
is here, okay? Throat chakra, right?
mm,
So if the person has an issue with expression, it's very easy to um, produce a reaction in this part of the body that it's connected with the fear.
mm,
Because, for example, and the problems of expression, they have 1 million of reasons. For example, you were a child, you were in a situation, let's go say that you misbehaved, okay, and your mom slapped you,
mm,
okay, and in that moment you decided that, okay, I cannot cry because there are a lot of people here, so I'm not crying here. In the moment that you create this blockage that I'm not allowed to cry and I will not allow myself to cry, you are creating the blockage in your throat.
mm,
So very easily in the future, issues with thyroiditis, throat pain, sore throat, all these kind of infections can come. Okay,
mm,
so in the meaning that this person then was facing issues to do his publicly speaking, it was exactly because he had for sure some kind of event that he started to believe that he could suffer when was expressing himself.
So automatic reaction that
Yes.
led to, in quotes, self-sabotage,
Mm-hmm.
as not making him do what he wanted to do.
Yes.
Okay. So if there are any questions, feel free to ask us the questions about self-sabotage and how
Mm-hmm.
can we help you to transform any kind of events in your life that you might notice that
Mm-hmm.
are blocking you, are not allowing you to move forward. And now I would like to ask a few things about grumpiness.
Mm-hmm.
We are changing the season. We are changing the way that we are thinking. Obviously, us as animals living on this planet, and humans are also animals.
Mm-hmm.
We flow with the nature. So the
Yes.
way that our bodies feel, the way that our minds feel, they are being changed. And sometimes we wake up, and from since the moment that we open our eyes, we feel that we want to be grumpy.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is not working, everything is wrong. However, it's beautiful sun outside. I choose to be grumpy, and it feels good.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that? Why do we have this kind of processes that
Okay.
makes us feel good when we are grumpy?
Different reasons, and all them valid. Remember that by this time, the trees start to drop the leaves.
Hmm.
Okay. So imagine us as a tree. So we are losing a lot of vitamins. If you are going to do a blood test now, it's not a good blood test because will reflect a lot of lack of things. The values will come to you quite changed. So
Hmm.
this is the reason, because usually I say, independently of you having a story of depression, if you feel that sometimes you can be quite moody, independently of that, take supplements when it's changing the season
Hmm.
for the autumn. Get the supplements because it helps you. Then another aspect about being grumpy in the moment that you wake up, again, is very connected with some kind of dream that you had during the night. Many times you don't remember, but
Hmm.
again, it was information that came to you that again want to be acknowledged,
Hmm.
and it was ignored. So there was some kind of content in that dream that it's like you don't want to look at that. You know the truth, but it's like you don't want to face it.
Hmm.
Okay, because um, when you are being grumpy, what you are saying is that I'm not feeling really connect with myself. I'm not okay.
Hmm.
And then this is like something that you will express in some way. Then you will be grumpy with someone that is around you. It just needs to talk and you will attack.
Yes.
Okay, because your inner disturbance, it's noisy inside of you, and in this way you try to relieve this tension.
Yes.
So being grumpy, it's always something like it's like you know the truth and you put a veil to don't see it.
Yeah. And then it creates a lot of tension. And when you are
Yes.
start speaking negative stuff about everything and
Mm-hmm.
how everything is wrong, you
Yeah.
start releasing a bit of this tension, and
Mm-hmm.
that's why it feels good.
Mm-hmm. And even you try to exactly disturb the others,
Yes.
because at least in this way you get distracted
Yes.
of your inner tension, about the initial inner tension, because many times when you are in a conflict, of course you get another tension, but
Hmm.
then it's like your focus of attention, it moves for
It
another
moves
level
exactly.
of tension.
So it's good to ask yourself what kind of resistance I am in, what I am
Mm-hmm.
resisting, or what I don't want to
Yes.
acknowledge in myself,
Yes.
and that's why I behave like this. So
Yeah.
that's another hidden treasure, because as we become aware of how are we feeling, we
Mm-hmm.
can start understanding that this kind of feeling was created for a reason.
Yeah.
The emotions are not here to make our life miserable. The emotions are here to reflect stuff that is happening inside of us, that is
Mm-hmm.
happening in our subconscious mind or in our emotional fields, telling you, hey, I'm here, look at this, that's what you're doing to yourself, yeah? That's what
Mm-hmm.
happened in your past, that's what you need to heal, that's what you need to accept and release. So, yeah, this is who we are as human beings. We've got this beautiful system. We
Mm-hmm.
have emotions, and emotions are guiding us in the direction of becoming better.
Mm-hmm.
Yet they are here to teach us not to react on them. It is to
Mm-hmm.
acknowledge them and love them and see what they are telling us.
Mm-hmm. You
Okay.
know, one thing, just to add
Mm,
this information as well. According with the seven bodies vision,
mm,
the soul is the result of your emotional body and mental body.
mm,
Okay, so as you said, our emotions can guide us. So when you understand that it really feels good inside of you, you are respecting your soul.
mm.
When you are feeling bad, you are not respecting your soul. That's it.
Exactly. Inner compass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Follow your inner compass. We
Mm-hmm.
are getting to the end of our time for today.
Yes.
So, if there is any kind of message that we would like to tell our listeners and viewers for today.
Mm. I think it's really important to well, maybe we will have some people that they will listen and they will get a bit confused with the story and the explanation of the seven bodies. However, let me add you that actually we have another theory that talks about it's like the theory of the edges. So it's like you are living very well and then you find an edge. So this edge, it's like an event that you
Mm,
found some trauma. So then you continue your process and you go, and then it's another edge. Actually,
mm,
you are going here, yeah, again, you are going to repeat, and then it's another edge, and you'll find here another event. So
mm,
all this is getting deeper and deeper. So when this gets deeper and deeper, what is going to activate, because I think I forgot to mention this, that is the fear of failure and fear of success.
mm,
Because when you got some kind of information that stopped you, or you felt that you stopped in some way,
yeah.
you can really develop a fear of failure. That is about every time that you want to reach something, exactly when you are getting there, something comes out of the track and you lose it, you miss it. And
Mm,
because, again, it's like your system is protecting you because fears that you repeat the failure and you repeat the pain.
mm,
And then we have the fear of success, that the fear of success, it's exactly then I don't know what am I going to do. And how the people that I love also accept me if I'm out of the problems, and to stop with this functional way that I have, that maybe
yeah.
all the times I feel exactly the care of the others. So yeah.
What
So
will happen
don't
next? Yeah. After I
yeah,
succeed, what will happen next? I
exactly.
don't know. That's
Usually it's
why.
very connected with
Yeah.
who I'm going to lose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Maybe we can expand on this topic in our next podcast. We will see.
Okay.
So that was Power Pass, your ticket to greatness, and thank you very much for listening to us, for making a choice to make your life better and
Mm-hmm.
expand your consciousness a bit. So we invite you for our next podcast every Monday at 5 p.m. Of London time, UK. And bless you. All the best.
Bless you. Okay. Bye bye. See you
Bye
next
bye.
Monday. Bye. Thank you.